Well, hello and a very good morning to all our viewers who are watching the CricketNext YouTube channel, and we are here to talk about India versus Australia fourth Test match, the Boxing Day Test, Day 2, lunch. And good तो नहीं है मॉर्निंग के बारे में जैसे ही कल हमने शुरू किया था. We had to say morning because there was nothing good about yesterday's morning, and the same case today. India, when the match resumed today, they needed 4 wickets to end Australian innings. But apparently at lunch Australia is 454 at the loss of 7 wickets. सिर्फ एक विकेट गिरी है इस सेशन में, एंड दैट वाज कैप्टन पैट कमिंस. वो भी अच्छा खासा 49 मार के गए हैं, वो भी इतनी आसानी से आउट नहीं हुए हैं, मारने के चक्कर में ही आउट हुए हैं. इंडिया क्लूलेस क्रिकेट, क्लूलेस बॉलिंग, क्लूलेस कैप्टेंसी, all over the place. They had no idea what's going on. जहां बॉल जा रही है वहां फील्डर जा रहा है. There's so much that went on in this first session, and I am seeing on social media the fans are clearly unhappy with India's performance. I have with me Jamie Alter and Taus Rizvi, and we are going to talk about this nightmare of a first session that India went through. Morning Jamie, morning Taus. Jamie, I'll have to start with you. As I said, यार clueless cricket, just all around full क्रिकेट. जो भी हुआ है, बॉलिंग हुई है, कैप्टेंसी हुई है, फील्ड प्लेसमेंट हुई है, जो भी हुआ है एकदम क्लूलेस लगे हैं. योर समरी ऑफ द फर्स्ट सेशन, हाउ डू यू रेट इंडियाज परफॉर्मेंस इन द फर्स्ट सेशन?
Yeah, morning guys. No, very very bad. This was the first session I watched. मतलब जितना मुझे याद है 18 टूर के बाद 20 टूर के बाद, this is the first session that reminded me of the dark days of MS Dhoni being India's captain. Let's not forget that he oversaw 4-0-4 defeats back to back. चार इंग्लैंड में, चार ऑस्ट्रेलिया में. This was one of those MS Dhoni sessions where, because unfortunately Dhoni didn't have the kind of pace bowlers that Virat Kohli and Ajinkya Rahane had, and to some extent Rohit Sharma had. This was an MS Dhoni circa 2011 tour of Australia where one wicket falls. Steven Smith looks like he's going to get a double century, triple century, like he did with Ricky Ponting back in the day. Just one wicket falling, that too not the bowler's credit. Pat Cummins going for a shot on 49, and then someone like Nitish Reddy running and taking a good catch. There were no wicket taking balls. हाँ देखो स्टीव स्मिथ को 7-8 बार bowlers ने beat किया, लेकिन ऐसा कौन सा innings है स्टीवन स्मिथ का जहां वो beat नहीं हुए? He always looks fidgety, always looks like यार बंदा इसी ball पे out होगा. But this is what the great players do. They don't look good sometimes, but they go on and get a match-winning 100. And we're only on lunch on day 2, but this looks like a match-winning 100. Because मेरे ख्याल से तकरीबन 142-145 रन तो इस सेशन में बन गए. केवल एक विकेट मिला, वो भी कैप्टन पैट कमिंस ने आपको वो विकेट दिया. आपने अर्न तो कुछ नहीं किया इस पूरे सीरीज में. This is not what I thought, and I'll say it again. End of Rohit Sharma's rather average test career after this series, because you cannot look flat time and time again. You at some point you have to do something inspiring, and it's been 7 test matches, guys, that Rohit Sharma has not done anything inspiring. In Indian cricket, in the toughest job in the business, 7 test matches without one session looking like you belong, looking like you have a clue. Nah, this is the end of, unfortunately, sadly, this is the end of Rohit Sharma as far as I'm concerned. You have to move on. Even for Sydney, you have to move on. ये मैच अगर हार गए और लग रहा है यहाँ से ये मैच निकल चुका है हाथ से, you cannot take that walking zombie. I'm being very harsh here because I backed him a lot and I've been proven wrong. He has to go. They need to find a new captain for Sydney. There is no point going into a must-win match with a man who's unfortunately just become a liability. And I'm sure you'll ask a question on Mohammed Siraj, so I'm keeping my real anger for that question.
I will come to Mohammed Siraj, but I couldn't agree more on Rohit Sharma. I've been saying it this day in and day out. I don't consider him as a test captain. He is not supposed to lead India in test cricket. Whatever good, decent record he had, उससे ज्यादा वर्स रिकॉर्ड उनका अब रहा है पिछले कुछ मैचेस में. He was never supposed to be the next captain. I was never happy with this decision. But Taus, I'll come to you on this. बहुत comments भी आ रहे हैं. Vian Singh is saying if a player like Ashwin, man of the series player in just a series back, can retire, then Rohit Sharma must announce his retirement before Sydney Test. Your summary of the first session and also of Rohit Sharma, the captain, of his captaincy in this format of the game, especially in the first session.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, starting from day one, starting from the selections, starting from picking two spinners when uh, there is a certain angle to each and every decision that's taking. And here, I mean, you don't make sense whatever Rohit Sharma has been taking, or it's the team management, or maybe Siraj, or maybe going with two spinners, dropping a Shubman Gill, or maybe not taking an extra batsman when you don't have a batting in form. Apart from that, your bowling is lacking bite. I mean, look at Siraj how he did. Rather than so आई मीन वी ऑल नो आई मीन जो भी बोलेंगे कुछ नया नहीं रहेगा क्योंकि रोहित शर्मा हैज बीन डूइंग दिस फॉर अ लॉन्ग टाइम एंड द टीम इज आल्सो नॉट रिस्पॉन्डिंग टू इट. See, if there is success, if there is success, even an iota of success, the tide would have been different. We would have been talking differently about Rohit. But whatever moves, I mean, considering that he's been a reactive captain always, but yeah, we've celebrated his victories in recent times, whatever he got. But time is up. Time is up. Whatever Jamie Bhai said, I agree with him. The fact that Rohit Sharma has lost. I mean, he was, yeah, definitely he was not a great test captain. Great test captain is somebody who has to be proactive, somebody who has to be quick in his decision, somebody who has to perform with the bat. Apart from that, and take decisions instantly. Here, he has been reactive, and more than that, he's tried to play safe, going with same team again and again. I mean, thinking about like going with two spinners without even pardon, without even thinking that their MCG may not be that supportive of spinners, but I mean, things are not if things are not going well, so things won't be really good for you. So I think he's done enough. We've seen him enough. Goodbye, Rohit Sharma. This could be your last, and this should be your last test as captain, or maybe last test as a player as well.
Well, that we'll have to wait and see. But Jamie, before I move on to the next topic on Rohit Sharma, I am pretty sure there are many fans out there who'd be watching this and thinking, "यार bowlers ने गंदी bowling की है ना? Why are we blaming Rohit Sharma?" If you can, even if briefly, if you can sum up what Rohit Sharma, the captain, didn't do correctly in the first session, कहाँ पे वो lag करते हैं as a test captain? What is it that makes Rohit Sharma an average or a poor test captain जो आपने notice किया है on the field?
Why? I mean, just picking up on what Tosbai said, not knowing conditions and not knowing your dressing room, right? If you cannot read conditions and you cannot read your dressing room, that shows that it's not the best of times for you. And I have to add this, guys. I have no doubt that the terrible slump he's in has clearly affected his thinking. He was never this bad, right? जब रन नहीं बोल रहा है, आप 9-10 की एवरेज से खेल रहे हो 6 टेस्ट मैच से, that's a fall from a very very high place, right? So when you're at a low as a batsman, आपका मेन काम है रन बनाना, वो भी एक ओपनर के तौर पे. अब आप रन नहीं बना पा रहे हो, नो डाउट इट्स अफेक्टेड हिज थिंकिंग, बट कैन एनीवन वाचिंग दिस लाइव स्ट्रीम, एनीवन who's watched this past stream, can anyone tell us why Mohammed Siraj should have played this test match? Is anyone surprised that he leaked 46 runs in 6 overs? You're picking the same player time and time and time again, right? Social media, you mentioned social media. I've been looking at yesterday. Everyone seems to have a problem with the fact that they've gone for uh, all rounders in a format designed for specialist players, right? So you played two spinners, like Tausbai mentioned. It doesn't really make sense. But you played Mohammed Siraj. Does Mohammed Siraj have to go for 10 per over to finally convince you that the guy is playing test cricket? Is this the first time we've seen 5.5 ke aspas? Nahi. Why is Bumrah 3.46? Why is Akash 3.57? Why is everyone between 3.3 and 3.8? And why is one guy consistently 5 plus, right? Did it need to come down to day two at the boxing to realize, okay, boss, this guy is not in a good mental space? That's not Gautam Gambhir's fault. That is this man's fault. He's not able to read conditions. They're doing the typical Indian thing, Kanav. They're picking things based on वो क्या कर सकते थे और वो क्या करते आए हैं. बॉस अंधे बहरे को पता है कि 4 साल पहले का सिराज और आज का सिराज. मतलब तौस भाई तो 6 महीने से कह रहे हैं भाई, it's a red light flashing, look. They're waiting for him to actually go for 60 in 3 overs, Kanav. हाँ यार ना, आज 20 रन की औसत से इसको ड्रॉप करेंगे. No, Mohammed Siraj should not have been playing this test match. He was very good some time ago, but like we've discussed, कनब हजार shows में 18 महीने से वो ग्राफ गिरते जा रहा है. अब उस ग्राफ के कहीं भी आप जाओ, that monitor does spike suddenly ना. एक आध स्पाइक से आप उस बंदे को मतलब जब तक वो थक के पिच पे गिर नहीं जाए, you know. So again, someone watching might be like, oh, this guy is being harsh on Mohammed Siraj. But talk about Rohit on field and reacting later. First, why are you picking these guys, right? Why have you picked Washington Sundar? You picked him for his batting, right? You may as well have played 8 batsmen, yeah. Yes, Australia's got to the 450 odd mark. The bowlers have been flat, but what did you think the Melbourne Cricket Ground was going to be? हम तीनों और जो भी हमारे दूसरे पैनलिस्ट है, हम सब बोलते आए कि इसकी scheduling देखो, पर्थ, एडलेड, ब्रिस्बेन, जब तक टीम मेलबर्न पहुंचेगी, they might be in a bad space. But what did we all agree on? When you get to Melbourne with Sydney ahead, you're going to know कि अब हमें चैन की राहत मिलेगी, अब हमें बैटिंग कंडीशंस मिलेंगे. What were they thinking? So it just cuts a picture of a guy. Maybe he doesn't get along with Gautam Gambhir. वो तो वक्त ही बताएगा. But right now, confused thinking. Then we can come to that comment about the slow field placing, the slow reacting. But ये तो यार, even when India was winning under Rohit Sharma in 3-4 days, even then we often found ourselves discussing, यार वो थोड़ा day one के session पे field इतना खुला क्यों है, you know? So there's what he does on the field is just a reflection, as far as I'm concerned, of what's going on in his mind personally. The batting is poor, and even before he gets a chance to set the field or start a new session with the bowler, he's just not able to pick the right 11. I think they played the wrong 11 in Brisbane, or यहाँ Melbourne में तो very very poor choice of players, yeah, and that's Rohit Sharma's biggest problem.
नहीं, एक एस्पेक्ट ये
Yeah.
होता है कि आपकी कप्तानी शुरू होती है आपकी प्लेइंग 11 से. अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट, आपकी जो टॉस में डिसाइड करते हैं आप क्या गट फीलिंग लेके जाते हैं और क्या रिस्पॉन्स देते हैं. Then it starts with the field placement. Then it starts with the easy single, giving away easy. See, batters out there, they are not here to just give away those dolly catches and slip में दे देंगे. यहाँ पर फील्ड प्लेसमेंट्स, आप जब शुरुआत होती है, जब आप रन्स लीक करने लगते हो, तो ऑटोमेटिकली वो माइंडसेट डिफेंसिव होने लगता है. और शुरुआत हुई थी आपकी सिराज के साथ. आपने सिराज को खिलाया और आपको पता था कि, या नहीं पता था, शायद आप एक्सपेक्ट करते रहते हो कि सिराज रन्स लीक नहीं करेंगे और जाके ऐसा मैजिक करेंगे जो बुमराह करते हुए आए. अनफॉर्चुनेटली द डिसीजन स्टार्टेड फ्रॉम देयर. सिराज, two spinners, and then not giving the first over to open with Jasprit, Bumrah and Akash. You went with Siraj. I mean, that is where it started. And once the batters realized कि यार अब थोड़ा easy हो रहा है, अब थोड़ा wicket easy हो रहा है, ball पुराना हो रहा है, then you can go for your shots, then you can go for your, then you can charge at the Indian batting, which is already looking hapless completely. ठीक है, वो शुरुआत उधर से ही हो गई है. तो आप चाहे वो इजी सिंगल दो, चाहे वो विकेट स्पिनर्स नहीं करा रहे हैं, चाहे स्टीव स्मिथ आके छक्के मारे, मिचेल स्टार्क लॉन्ग रेंज से एक शॉट मार रहे जो लंबा जा रहा है, तो दैट इज अ कलेक्टिव एफर्ट यार. बुमराह भी, यार बुमराह को आप ब्लेम करेंगे कि यार जो शॉट्स दिया, ही वाज बॉलिंग एट हिज बेस्ट यस्टरडे, बट कॉन्स्टास, द वे ही क्रिएटेड दो शॉट्स, दैट वाज अनथिंकेबल. तो अब यहाँ पर शुरुआत ही आपकी इतनी गलत रही है. स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम टॉस हम सोचे थे ब्लेसिंग इन डिस्गाइज रहेगा, मगर ये उल्टा ही पड़ गया. ठीक है, टॉस उनके हाथ में नहीं है, बट 11 आपके हाथ में, गट फीलिंग आपके हाथ में, प्लेइंग 11 हाथ में. फील्ड की तो बात की बात है, वो सब तो आएगा ही ग्रेजुअली यार, वो आया धीरे धीरे. व्हेन यू लेट आउट दोज रन्स, इजी सिंगल्स, तो यार वो तो इजी सिंगल्स होंगे यार उनके लिए. तो यू कांट फिल ईच एंड एवरी गैप. जहां एक भाग रहा है तो एक पकड़ो, दूसरा भाग रहा है तो दूसरा डालो. ऐसा नहीं होता है क्रिकेट में. ठीक है,
No, but
तो आपकी
then
शुरुआत ही खराब रही है.
no, the captaincy has been
डिफेंसिव हो
reacting.
जाएगी माइंड.
जहां जहां
हाँ,
बॉल चाहिए
डिफेंसिव,
वहां
वही मैं
चले
बोल
जाओ,
रहा हूँ, डिफेंसिव
जहां
हो
बॉल
जाएंगे
चाहिए
जब
वहां
आपके
पे
रन्स
बोल
लीक
रहे हैं.
होंगे.
मिचेल स्टार्क बैटिंग करने आ रहे हैं, एक डीप लॉन्ग ऑन खड़ा है, एक डीप लॉन्ग ऑफ खड़ा है, एक डीप पॉइंट खड़ा है. यार मिचेल स्टार्क है, वो छक्का मार देंगे ना दो. आप
सेंस
आप
है.
विकेट लेने जाओ, आप विकेट लेने जाओ. So this is a very defensive captaincy that won't work
एब्सोल्युटली.
in Test cricket, and we have seen this time and again that this doesn't work. I don't know why
क्योंकि
it doesn't
बॉल
see, but
क्योंकि बॉल टर्न नहीं हो रहा है. मैं आई विल टेल यू समथिंग, बॉल टर्न नहीं हो रहा है. मिचेल स्टार्क आराम से मारेंगे, समझे. आराम से मानेंगे आपको आके। टर्न होता तो ही वुड हैव थॉट कि यार मैं चांस नहीं लूंगा क्योंकि मेरा टॉप एज लग के ऊपर जाएगा। यहाँ
But
पर
your
टर्न नहीं हो
job,
रहा है।
yeah, I agree.
हम्म।
But your job as a captain and as a fielding team is to take wickets. Your job is not for him to stop. ये T20 नहीं है कि आप ओवर खत्म हो जाएंगे, आप उनको डिफेंसिव बॉलिंग करो, डिफेंसिव फील्डिंग करो, ओवर खत्म हो जाएंगे, आप जीत जाओगे. It's Test cricket. You need to take a wicket. You need to take 20 wickets. वो इस field placement से. But then this is a very vast topic now. और भी चीजें हैं बात करने को. But there's a lot of talks going around Rohit Sharma, and as Jamie also said and Taus also said, and I also believe that it is high time that we move on from Rohit Sharma, the Test captain. Hopefully, India wins this match, and we get to see a good performance by Rohit with the bat. At least we need Rohit Sharma the batter. We have a super chat here. Pango, thank you so much for the super chat. You're saying, I see there is a major issue in the think tank. This is the shortest I've seen Indian bowlers bowl in Australia. The moral length, time for GG and Rohit to go. Absolutely, Pango. We have been discussing the same, but shortest. I believe he's talking about the length of the ball. Jamie, let's take this to India's bowling now. From captaincy to India's bowling. Bowling भी impressive नहीं रही है. Can't shift all the blame to the captain. आपकी जो bowling रही है वो भी बहुत 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 mediocre रही है. Even from someone like Jasprit Bumrah. आपने 4000 बॉल्स तक एक छक्का नहीं खाया था. आप इस मैच में ऑलरेडी अब 4 खा चुके हो. आपको मिचेल स्टार्क आगे छक्का मार रहा है लॉन्ग ऑफ पे. Bumrah is still by far the best bowler, fast bowler of India, and especially in this bowling attack. But overall, your thoughts on India's bowling performance? And I know you wanted to talk about Siraj. You have talked about Siraj, but क्या problem है यार? क्या है? Is it a mental issue? Skills खत्म हो गए हैं? Is he too overconfident? He's too aggressive. कि गेम पीछे जा रही है, एग्रेशन आगे जा रहा है. Your thoughts on Indian bowling and Mohammed Siraj?
Yeah, I mean, look, this is, as I said, जब हमने ये show शुरू किया था, this last session, unlike anything I saw in 18, 19, and 2021, this was the closest we've come to the dark days of MS Dhoni leading that team, which had Sachin, Dravid, Ganguly, Lakshman, all those guys, from that. Well, not Ganguly, he'd gone, but that 2011 tour when they lost 4 Test matches. In that Test match, right back then, you had Umesh Yadav. I think R. Vinay Kumar also came. It was 11 or 40. I think it was 11. That time, R. Vinay Kumar and Umesh Yadav, they got carried away. What Pango was saying, that was the worst I saw, because guys like Umesh Yadav who had pace, and guys like R. Vinay Kumar who had experience, they tried to bounce David Warner, Steve Smith, Ricky Ponting, और उन लोगों ने उनका भूत बनाया था. How this team with Bumrah, chalo, Siraj to hai useless. But how this team with all this Morne Morkel, the Gautam Gambhir, a far tighter, more accomplished, larger coaching staff is bowling like 15 years ago, whatever it was, 13 years ago, it's beyond me, right? You cannot be bowling like R. Vinay Kumar and Umesh Yadav back in 2011 tour, I think it was. You cannot be bowling like that. You've been in Australia for 6 weeks. This is the 4th Test match you're playing. How does Mohammed Siraj justify going for 5.48? Akash was not great. I think he's declined since yesterday, but he was still, decent. But abhi decent se kaam nahi chalega na. It's just, I don't think the preparation is right. I think Mohammed Siraj is clearly not 100% fit. He's looking a bit heavier. He looked a bit off in Brisbane. There were indications. We discussed Brisbane Test ke beach. He's not looking 100% fit. Why are you playing him? What wrong has Prasidh Krishna done? Does Prasidh Krishna not have does he need to up his social media game? Does he need to get more pally with people? Why is he not playing? Why is Harshit Rana not playing? What can anyone tell me what Mohammed Siraj has done on this tour, barring one good ball and then a lot of needless talk? What has he done to justify his place? And I'm singling him out because he plays every blooming Test match that India plays, घर पे या बाहर. और किसी को शक है, आप पिछले 18 महीने से बंदे के आंकड़े देखो, they have nosedive. So it's not like suddenly he's gotten out of form. He's been a flashing light. He shares the ball with a legend called Jasprit Bumrah, and he looks like one of the guys I employ on Saturday mornings, kind of, who I have to walk up to after 4 balls and say, "Bhai, kya dal raha hai?" And still they're playing him. I'm sorry, we have to get harsh now, yeah. Kind of, you cannot defend this man's presence in the 11. ये नई बात नहीं है. Fans अगर आज गुस्सा आ रहा है, मैं कह रहा हूँ, जागो मोहन प्यारे, जागो. This Mohammed Siraj has fallen just like Virat Kohli has fallen from a high place. This guy's also fallen from a high place. He was so good 18 months ago. Maybe he's taken his place for granted. Maybe he just run out of steam. Maybe I don't know what it is. बट वो उस किस्म के बॉलर नहीं लग रहे हैं जो हकदार होने चाहिए जसप्रीत बुमराह के साथ नई गेंद. हम कब तक बोलेंगे यार कि बुमराह 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 will get tired. We discussed yesterday. Thought I mentioned how he fears for his shoulder. खुदा ना खास्ता जसप्रीत बुमराह नहीं चले पांचवें टेस्ट मैच में तो ये इंसान इस टीम के अटैक को लीड करेगा. एंड इट्स सो सैड बिकॉज 4 years ago he was the hero. He was, to my mind, the biggest bowler to emerge from that fantastic 2021 series. He was young, he was fresh, he lost his father. He was the leader of India's attack in his third test match at the Gabba, and he got a 4-5 wicket haul. और एक वो दिन था कनब, एक आज का दिन है. So on top of the lethargic reactive captaincy, on top of Bumrah not being his best, Akash struggling to take wickets, the spinner's not doing well. You have this man who's just a complete letdown for his team. And you probably now people say, yeah, ye har bar Mohammed Siraj ke piche ja raha hai. But I'm saying, look at the bigger picture. He's not performing, and yet he's one of the first names on the team sheet. गंभीर साहब, रोहित साहब, जागो, देखो कि आपके प्लेयर्स नहीं परफॉर्म कर पा रहे हैं. इट्स नॉट लाइक यू डोंट हैव ऑप्शंस. धोनी कुड हैव सेड 12 years back, यार मेरे पास कोई था नहीं. आपके पास हर्षित राणा, पिक अप मुकेश कुमार if you have to. Navdeep Saini is here. You literally have 4 fast bowlers waiting to get a chance in BGT, and you're playing this man after 4 test matches. I'm being very harsh here, and I perhaps I've gone a bit far, but this guy is not currently, he's not fit for test cricket. And you give him the new ball every time. 46 runs in 6 overs. क्या बोलूं मैं उससे आगे यार खाना.
No, absolutely. I don't think एक भी word आपका, you have kind of overstepped. Every word is on point considering his performances, because he has been performing badly for a long time now. It's not a reactive statement. It's not a reactive take. He has been doing this for a long time. Taus, your thoughts on this player on your skin, Mohammed Siraj, and his decline in form?
नहीं, the things that you see, those run downs against the batsman, ये उनका ये नहीं है कि यार एक्स फैक्टर नहीं है वो सब. He's hiding behind all these. He's hiding behind those antics, those unnecessary duels with the batters. He's hiding behind those things. वो दिखाने के परफॉर्मेंस तो उनको भी पता है कि नहीं हो रहा है. उनको भी पता है he's lost his control. उनको भी पता है कि यार there is no steam. The ball is not coming out of his hand, except for yesterday. I think those couple of overs was the best of his in the last 3-4 years. Otherwise, I mean, he's completely clueless. I mean, he's not improving. I mean, Jami Bhai was talking about Umesh Yadav. The way this guy improved, yeah, he had पेस था वो बंदे का, बट उसने इम्प्रूव किया, अपने ऊपर वर्क किया. अभी आप उनको नहीं देख रहे, बट ही वर्कड ऑन हिज रिवर्स स्विंग, ही वर्कड ऑन हिज स्विंग, ही वर्कड ऑन हिज कंट्रोल. एंड बोथ कोचेस, आई मीन भरत अरुण थे दोनों के कोच, बॉलिंग कोच तब के टाइम. सिराज को भी उन्होंने इम्प्रूव किया था, बट सिराज हैज लॉस्ट हिज वे कंप्लीटली. उनको पता ही नहीं कि यार क्या करना चाहिए टेस्ट क्रिकेट में. उनको पता ही नहीं कि यार विकेट लेने के लिए क्या करना चाहिए. आप बुमराह जैसे नहीं कर पाओगे, वो तो सबको पता है और इनको भी पता है. बट आप सिराज, जो इतने साल पहले, आप पुरानी क्लिपिंग्स निकाल के देखो यार क्या किया था आपने. अभी भी वो बाइट था, वो शुरुआत में बाइट रहता है, सडनली आप रन्स लीक करने लगते हो क्योंकि आपके पास कंट्रोल नहीं है. आपको पता नहीं कि यार पेचअप करके एज भी निकालना. आप हर बार अंदर आती हुई बॉल लेग बिफोर लेने की कोशिश करोगे जो लेग साइड पे ही जाएगी, तो वैसा नहीं होता ना भाई. I mean, you have to play around with the field. You have to think. You have to overthink as a bowler. You have to come out with those mixing of deliveries. You have to come out with those mixing of variations. आप zombie की तरह एक बॉल completely डालते चले जा रहे हो एक ही तरीके से और रन्स लीक करते चले जा रहे हो. पता नहीं कि क्या करना है, प्लान ऑफ एक्शन क्या है. Learn from at least Akashdeep, not Bumrah, who will be out of this world. He's an alien. He does his own stuff. Nobody can match that. Learn from Akashdeep. What is he doing right? आकाशदीप इसलिए कह रहा हूँ, बंदा डिसिप्लिन बॉलर है. बंदा वो जबरदस्ती का डुएल्स नहीं लेता, जबरदस्ती का चैलेंज नहीं करता. वो अपना काम करता है, बॉलिंग पे आगे चला जाता है क्योंकि उसको पता है कि उसका काम है बॉलिंग करना, फालतूगिरी नहीं करना. I mean, you won't see him messing around with the batters. So that is what he's hiding behind, all these duels with Travis Head, duels with other batters, stares and all. That doesn't work. अगर उनको लग रहा, और अगर रोहित शर्मा ये सबसे इंप्रेस हो रहे, यार ये बंदा आंखों में आंखें डाल के देख रहा है, फर्क नहीं पड़ता जब रन ही लीक हो रहे हैं. ही इज नॉट टेकिंग विकेट्स. He's lost his way. He's completely clueless, and I would say he's not the Mohammed Siraj that we used to think, because he doesn't know how to bowl right now. He doesn't know how to bowl.
Yeah, absolutely. And Jamie, we have a comment about Mohammad Siraj here. Rian Singh is saying Siraj was a seam bowler, bowled at 140, 144 kilometer per hour consistently with good in swing and scrambled in cutters. But suddenly he has changed his action and become a swing bowler. Why? Have you seen any technical change in Mohammad Siraj in the last year or so that has led to his decline with the ball in hand?
Nothing visibly stands out, but Vian is right. He has tried both home and away, and we saw this in that very good display against South Africa in that in that 2 day match. He's now tried to become that swing bowler. I haven't seen any massive change in the action, but he's tried to do things which he was not doing in that first about 2 years of his career. When the pace dips, you know that something is gone down, and the pace. Vian is right. The pace has dropped alarmingly. I don't know what his speeds are now, but he's looking around the 135 mark. But more than any action, more than any attempt to bowl, to pitch the ball up, he's veered too much down the leg side. It's been 6, 7 months we've talked about it. छह गेंद में से तीन are going to go down the leg side. Now that was working in 2021 because he was getting batsman Labuschagne Smith caught down the leg side. He got one now, but that was a plan. Now it's not a plan. Now it's like, "Arey Bhagwan, wicket mil gaya." He's just lost the ability to do the basics. And I will agree with Tazbai. When you're not doing well, you tend to get inspired by certain people from the slip cordon who are also non-performing assets, but who like to grab attention, right? So that's why, for all we know, he's looking at second slip when he marks his run up. I don't know, but whatever is influencing Mohammad Siraj, he needs to distance himself from all those factors. If he
Yeah.
intends to remain part of India's test plans, and I do not think he's going to be going to England on current form for those 5 test matches, he needs to go back and sort the basics. Whether it's calling Bharat Arun, whether it's, I don't think Morne Morkel is going to go down as one of the best picks. And this comes from a BCI board which has made some blunder overseas picks in the last 17, 18, 20 years.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
This is what Vian Singh is saying. Morkel
Mohammed,
was a lucky bowler, blessed with 7 feet height. He never swung the ball and he failed miserably as bowling coach of Pakistan and was chucked out. Surprising that Gambhir got him as our coach.
absolutely. And it's just like Morne Morkel had to dodge and get the next flight out of Karachi when he was there. He's probably going to be looking for a way out of India soon because you're in the toughest job. Anyone who's a high profile coach of Indian team is the toughest job in world cricket because you're exposed to rabid fans, you're exposed to rabid media, and when you have a couple off days, we all pounce on you. We the media, we the analysts, and the fans. And it's going to be very tough for the coaching staff to justify the presence of Mohammad Siraj when the pace is down. I'm actually okay with the pace not being there. Why is the length so erratic? Why are you're being pulled off the pads, you're being flicked chair ball. अब स्कॉट बोलन लेट वी डिस्कस दैट अगर स्कॉट बोलन ने आकर 4 ओवर 5 ओवर के स्पेल पे 24 गेंदें एक जगह पे डाले और वो बंदा साल में एक टेस्ट मैच खेलता है ये भाई तो साल में 10-12 टेस्ट मैचेस खेल रहे हैं why are we not seeing 6 balls in the same spot? Is it that tough? No. Ishan Sharma came back so different from that stint in county cricket, right?
Yeah.
It's not asking the moon for you to bowl 6 balls in the same spot. No. Akash Deep is often bowling 4 balls, 5 balls. Our man is struggling to land 3 balls in the same spot. और ये नई बात नहीं है कारण अभी 18 महीने से मोटा मोटा ये चल रहा है. So we need to get rid of Mohammad Siraj as soon as possible if you intend to be a respected test team.
Yeah, absolutely. He needs to go back to the drawing board, play some domestic cricket, get his mojo back, get his consistency back. That's of utmost importance, as you said. कि आप 6 बॉल एक ठप्पे पे डालो पहले, then obviously the variations come in. So hopefully Mohammad Siraj will go back after the series work on his bowling, and Indian team won't pick him for the last test. This is what we are hoping here, and he gets to work on his bowling when he moves. Like we have a lot of comments coming in. The fans are very enthused about this match. They are not happy with what's happening with the Indian cricket right now. Nomad Tibet is saying, hello, Jamie Bhai and friends. Why do we always struggle to get rid of lower orders, especially Australia? If both of you can answer this briefly, Taus, I'll start with you. हम क्या ये lower order क्यों नहीं संभलता भाई हमसे?
टॉप ऑर्डर नहीं संभल रहा, लोअर क्या संभलेगा यार. आई मीन कम ऑन, लोअर ऑर्डर के लिए यू नीड बुमराह, बोथ एंड से डालेंगे तो शायद हो सकता है, बिकॉज यू नीड दैट पेस, यू नीड सम एक्स फैक्टर टू टेक आउट दोज। रिवर्स स्विंग भी नहीं, और इफेक्ट में नहीं आ रहा है ना, सो दैट इज इंडिया में आप देखेंगे मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम्स कि यार कहीं ना कुछ निकल आता था रिसेंट टाइम्स में, और नहीं तो लोअर ऑर्डर हैज बीन अ प्रॉब्लम फॉर ईच एंड एवरी टीम, बिकॉज थक जाते बॉलर्स, राइट? बॉलर्स थक जाते डालते डालते, एंड देन इफ यू हैव अ लॉन्ग मैच, इफ यू हैव अ 400 का सीरीज, इट्स डिफिकल्ट यार, 400 मारती है तो इट्स डिफिकल्ट, दीज गाइज विल बी टायर्ड आउट कंप्लीटली, वेरी हो जाएंगे एकदम, एंड इट्स वेरी वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू गेट दोस यॉर्कर्स परफेक्टली। एंड मिचेल स्टार्क, यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट, दीज आर गुड बैटर्स यार। मिचेल स्टार्क इज नॉट अ बैड बैटर, ही इज नॉट अ टिपिकल, दूसरी टीम में रहेंगे तो थोड़ा और अप जाएंगे बैटिंग ऑर्डर में। पैट कमिंस, except that Nathan Lyon and the other guy, आप देखेंगे कि यार these guys will be taking on the attack। अभी तो इनको अटैक करना है, अब तो शायद विकेट जल्दी भी चले जाए, बट मिचेल स्टार्क विल ट्राई टू अटैक राइट नाउ, एंड देन you'll see some more। कितना 500 टच कर लेंगे, 500 550।
Yep. And this has always been a challenge, Jamie, for India. Lower order, हमने ये लेटेस्ट नहीं है। इंडियन टीम तो बहुत अच्छा भी खेलती थी, तो लोअर ऑर्डर ने इंडिया को बहुत तंग किया है। क्या है, बहुत डिफेंसिव हो जाता है हमारा माइंडसेट, हम बहुत फॉर ग्रांटेड ले लेते हैं, ओवर कॉन्फिडेंट हो जाते हैं, यार इनको तो आउट कर ही लेंगे। वेयर डज इंडिया गो रॉन्ग विद द लोअर ऑर्डर?
Yeah, I mean it's a good question. I mean it's been there as you said. जब टीम जीतती है फिर भी ये दिक्कत होती है। बीच में कुछ साल तक things had improved. I remember especially at home. I mean हमने उमेश यादव का नाम लिया. He was getting reverse swing. He often as recent as last year in the BGT he was rolling over teams fatafat, you know. But I think by the time you look at someone like a Jasprit Bumrah, he's put in so many overs. His workload is pushed to the limit. By the time he has to come and try and mop up the tail, he'll still do it. But the lack of support, right? As Tazbai said, top order. आकाशदीप हो या फिर हर्षित राणा हो या मोहम्मद सिराज हो, हमारे फेवरेट, ये स्टार्ट के बैट्समैन को या स्टार्ट के टॉप 3 4 पर दबाव नहीं डाल सकते हैं। तो by the time you get to the lower order, you're probably spent, right? See, running through a lower order when a team is 180 for 7 and when they're 452 for 7 या जो भी स्कोर है, बहुत फर्क है, right? By that time you're cranky, you're probably not inspired by your captain, you probably just want to go inside, have an ice bath, right? So whenever against, let's talk about Australia because Rinzin Mai has brought up the especially Australia bit, and we're talking about a very very poor day when only one wicket has fallen for 140 odd runs. By the time you're into the tail, right? Pat Cummins has scored runs. Mitchell Stark, his highest score of 99 came against MS Dhoni's team. So these guys can bat. I still think these are the best batting conditions we've seen in the whole series. Australia with the team under more pressure coming through. They're just applying themselves a bit better. You don't see them come and play rash shots. Now, Akash Deep gave Virat Kohli and Ashwin and Gambhir and Rohit reason to jump up and celebrate. These guys will not react because they're putting a price on their wicket. Bumrah has hit the most runs in an over, but these guys don't hang around. So unfortunately, we're dealing with an Australian tail that actually bats very, 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 very well, right? So they're not like some Bangladesh or Pakistan's last 3 or 4. Like England, they have a good tail, and when you're flattened, when Steven Smith is batting on a century and Mitchell Stark is out to come, and you're already bereft of ideas, you will struggle to take wickets because your captain doesn't have a clue. The field settings, as you yourself mentioned, Kanav, the field settings don't inspire confidence for Mitchell Stark walking in. It's just a terrible tour. I overestimated this team, and I just want this series to get over fatafat so we can take a break and then start talking about Champions Trophy. ये series तो भाई गियो।
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल, दिस इज व्हाट द फैंस आर आल्सो होपिंग। द मैच हैज स्टार्टेड। T20 की फील्ड भी ऐसी नहीं होती जो मैं अपने टीवी पे भी देख रहा हूँ। एवरी प्लेयर इज ऑन द बाउंड्री। इंडिया हैज ऑफिशियली गिवन अप ऑन दिस टेस्ट मैच। दे आर जस्ट एंड शुगर है जडेजा, ऑब्वियसली मिचेल स्टार्क इज आउट, जडेजा टुक इट। वी हैव few comments, we'll just flash the comments. Vian Singh saying hopefully Rohit Sharma retires after this disastrous Melbourne test and Bumrah is made captain again and we have a chance to draw. Absolutely Vian, we talked about Rohit Sharma at the beginning and we are also hoping that India पहली बात है इंडिया wins this match irrespective, कुछ भी हो जाए, we want India to win a match and the series and go to WTC, but अभी वो मुश्किल लग रहा है। Nomad TV saying why is the team looking completely different under Rohit than Bumrah? ये भी बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग क्वेश्चन है। ताउस अगर ब्रीफली आप आंसर कर पाए, why is India looking different under Rohit than Bumrah?
Yeah, captaincy again. I mean, lack of decision making, bad team composition, playing going ahead with Siraj. Yeah, Siraj was there Bumrah ke saath under captain's ye. But then yeah, Bumrah had no options because he's the senior most guy, somebody who had performed. So I think it's more about captaincy. Bumrah had fresher ideas. We have seen Rohit Sharma's captaincy. He's more defensive. Again, going back to that thing, he's more defensive, not proactive. He doesn't take decision instantly. Maybe that's his nature. He was lucky in India. He had Ashwin Jadeja against England and against England, where we won the series, or maybe Bangladesh we lost against New Zealand. So Bumrah had fresher ideas, new captain, charged in Perth, good batting. We got Yashasvi Jaiswal played well, and Virat Kohli performed under him. Again, going back, he's a bit defensive captain, Rohit Sharma. So he's tired. He's tired, man. We have to admit the fact that he's tired. He's played enough of cricket.
Yeah, absolutely. Couldn't agree more. We have been discussing this. We have a super chat here. Kunav Puthur, thank you so much, Kunav, for your super chat. You are saying we really needed Shami. Jamie, we have done to death this topic of Mohammed Shami. अब लग रहा है याद आ रही है थोड़ी यार शामी सिराज से अच्छे तो इंजर्ड या 80% फिट शामी होते.
Now you needed Mohammed Shami before he got injured. You do not need the current Mohammed Shami. So I'm assuming that the comment is about the Mohammed Shami pre the injury, because the Mohammed Shami right now clearly would have been worse than all these guys because he's not fit to to play Test cricket. But yes, the Mohammed Shami of old, absolutely you needed him. And had the Mohammed Shami of old who had not gotten injured during the World Cup of last year, he would have been. I mean, India India could have been 3-0 had he had him. But again, like we do Indian cricket, man, we always look back. Let's forget Shami. We've discussed Shami for 1 month now. You cannot be going back to old people. You have to find the next level of players. You have the talent, but unfortunately, you're stuck playing people like Mohammad Siraj. Prasid Krishna. You need to do something new. Prasid Krishna might come in and be equally bad as Siraj, but you have to try something. Why are you not trying? You're stuck to the same man who for 18 in the last 18 months has two spells to speak of. You're telling me that just two spells in 15 test matches is enough to share the new ball with Jasprit Bumrah. Maybe I'm watching some different match as compared to you guys, but change the bowling lineup. You have one more test match. ये match तो आपके हाथ से गया. Maybe if you bat big, you might escape with a draw here, but you still have you cannot forfeit that last test match. आपको सिडनी खेलना पड़ेगा और आपको changes लाने पड़ेंगे सिडनी के लिए.
Yeah, the Steve Smith is out, and the way he got out, it's going to go viral. He charged down the wicket and ball धीरे 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 करके stumps पे पहुंच गई. We'll end this live. उससे पहले फटाफट comments. Ravi Shankar Kumar never thought Bumrah will give 97 runs in 28 overs. It's been a bad day, Ravi Shankar. It's been a bad day. Nomad Tibet saying with this team, I would rather not reach WTC final. I don't think I disagree to this. Arithro Pathak is saying innings defeat looming. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. Uh, that's Bollocks is saying this is Cummins' favorite ground to ball. He's a handful at MCG. Bowled also in will bat well, but I think the horse has bolted. I mean, I don't know. India on this pitch should bat well, but with the bowling attack and with Indians' batting performance, I don't know. I don't have that trust. But the match has started. इंडिया हैज स्टार्टेड वेल. आते ही 2 विकेट्स ले ली हैं. मिचेल स्टार्क और स्टीव स्मिथ आउट हो गए हैं. जस्ट 1 विकेट टू गो. ऑस्ट्रेलिया इज 455 इन 114 ओवर्स. वील हैव टू वेट एंड सी क्या
तो
होता है
अभी
आज
क्या
के दिन
बोलेंगे,
में.
गुड कैप्टनसी
गुड.
टेल.
ये ये वही वो मोहम्मद सिराज जो आखिरी में आगे 2 विकेट अपनी ले जाते हैं ना अगला मैच खेलने के लिए. ये मुझे वही लग रहा है in both ways. But good news for all the Indian fans. Hopefully with the bat also India performs well. Virat Kohli should have a very good day. I mean, you guys were not here in the morning. We did discuss that newspaper article on Virat Kohli, which hopefully should charge him up. This is clown Kohli is what Australians are saying now. This has gone viral on social media. So a big day for all the Indian batters. Hopefully Indian team performs and Indian fans को सुबह उठने का फल मिले. Thank you so much Jamie. Thank you so much Taus for connecting with us, and thank you so much to all our viewers. बहुत सारे comments आया I know. Sorry we couldn't take all the comments. The match has started, but we'll see you after the stumps. आपके जितने भी सवाल हैं अपने पास रखिए, स्टम्प्स पे हमें ज्वाइन कीजिए, सवाल पूछिए, वहां पे क्वेश्चंस ही क्वेश्चंस लेंगे, आपके सारे सवालों के जवाब मिलेंगे हमारे एक्सपर्ट्स से. तब तक के लिए प्लीज एंजॉय द मैच एंड हैव अ नाइस डे.